Hey guys, how you guys doing? September 19th, 2019. Hoping you're having a wonderful day, a blessed day indeed. A couple things I want to get to about the Saudi Arabia-Iran situation. But first, I do want to I want to say something, because yesterday I had quite a few people criticizing me for criticizing President Trump and his foreign policy. All right. As I stated in that video, the most uneasy peace is better than the most just war. Okay. That meaning we don't want a global conflict, okay? We don't want millions of innocent people to die, all right? And if the U.S. decides to strike Iran and then Iran strikes the U.S., at that point it's going to become more than just a regional conflict, all right? And I applaud the president for keeping a cool head, okay? I just don't want the U.S. to get walked over when it comes to North Korea and Iran. I don't want to pander to dictators, okay? And I don't believe that fire and fury tweets is getting the job done, if that makes sense, okay? I don't agree with it. I've said multiple times I don't agree with his foreign policy when it comes to him tweeting it out, okay? I have applauded him before when it comes to his cool and collective self, all right? He has a very war-hawkish cabinet, and so far he's been able to keep them in check, okay? It's kind of a catch-22 here, you know? On one hand, you do not want to see the U.S. in another long, drawn-out conflict in the Middle East, okay? On the other hand, if we do not do something when it comes to Iran, whether that's if I was in charge, what I would do was, that's not our war to fight, but Saudi Arabia, you've bought billions of dollars worth of equipment over the years from us. Use that equipment. Defend your country. We can help out and support logistically, but they should be the one to pull the trigger, and I think that's what President Donald Trump's waiting on. I just don't exactly agree with the method that he's doing it, okay? So first and foremost, Pompeo was in Saudi Arabia. He's coming back as we speak. He says he has important information for POTUS when it comes to the response, okay? I had a pretty big idea, pretty big theory that perhaps Pompeo was, in fact, in Saudi Arabia to try to nudge them towards retaliatory strikes, okay? I said this because it would keep Trump's hands clean, all right? And not only would it keep his hands clean, but it would allow the U.S. and Saudi Arabia not to look weak foreign policy-wise. Because once you start looking weak, you create a vacuum in that space, and then in that vacuum another country, i.e. Russia or China, will move in. That's what happened with Syria, right? Russia moved in, they gained a lot more influence, and at that point, the world is watching, okay? So far, what it looks like right now is that we will bring these Iranian strikes to the UN. What happens after that, now that's a completely different story. There's a lot of rumors going around that strikes they're being laid out. We have meetings going on today. Like today, it seems like the Joint Chiefs and the National Security Team are meeting, and then tomorrow they're going to present President Donald Trump with options on where to strike, okay? Now, it does look like President Trump, Saudi Arabia, will bring this to the UN. Most likely nothing will happen at the UN, though. Even if they brought this to the Security Council at the United Nations, China or Russia is going to veto any real bill that they try to, or any real resolution they try to push through. So after it fails in the United Nations, it becomes problematic, and at that point it can become kinetic, all right? We could see actual strikes from Saudi Arabia or the United States. I'm still of the mindset that the U.S. will not be the first to strike Iran. That will fall on Israel or Saudi Arabia. The U.S. would get involved after that. After Israel or Saudi Arabia strikes Iran, Iran decides to target U.S. troops in the Middle East, and after that, gloves are off. Okay, but it looks like as of right now, I've heard a lot of different rumors. Okay, there's rumors going around right now that Iran is moving AA batteries in southern Iran. I've heard rumors that I've heard so much right now, so much disinformation going on, so many unconfirmed reports that you just you look at, you take with an extremely large grain of salt. Like I've heard that Saudi Arabia was going to be striking Friday. I heard that 2 days ago. I don't know if that meant tonight or tomorrow night, depending on whose time, U.S. time or Saudi Arabian time. I've heard that Trump has already given in to strikes, and that we're just going to wait until after the UN to do so. So a lot of information going on at this time, something we need to continue to watch. What we really need to understand is this situation is not over. The situation with Iran's not over. And honestly, it's not going to be over until the first shot is fired. Okay? So we need to keep our eyes to the skies, say a few prayers, and as always, grab a beer, man. Enjoy it. Enjoy the day. It's a beautiful day outside. It's a nice day. It really is. All right? As more information about it comes out, I'll let you guys know. We'll talk about it. We'll discuss it. God bless.